Hello, guys. It is your boy Collab Escaping, and for the sake of the spirit of the season, I will be launching one of the only reaction videos I will ever put on my channel for 2016, and and I am reacting to 10 images that will restore your faith in humanity. 100 actually, sorry. Made by Marco Andrus. So let's begin. I can't include face cam because that's just gonna make things laggy. So yeah, let's go. Plus, it was an actual video. You guys probably couldn't hear what was going on. So I guess does fit better. Oh, this looks like a local giving some tea to some soldiers. Ah, well, there's one thing that unites people of various kinds of occupations, and that is war, my friends. Okay, now that's cute. Okay, the toddler doesn't know better that that the man's on a TV, so she can't do anything about it. But okay, that is cute. Okay, that's pretty cute. Oh, by the way, did you notice there's a PS4 controller over there? Yep, this TV definitely was packed to the PlayStation too. So yeah, that's actually kind of cute. Okay. Good sportsmanship. The person at number one helps a person who's been wounded in a run. It helps them cross the finishing line. Yep. I'm actually may sound heartless when I said that, but trust me, I'm not. Okay, it's just that the emotion I have a hard time describing things, so it could be that side effect of autism. Trust me, having autism is a hard thing, guys. Get giving the dog the umbrella. Um, yep, it's certainly an act of charity. Giving a dog shelter. Uh, there'll be a lot of things I'm not looking at, or I could be overlooking it. Depends on who's the one perceiving it with me. Tell me what you think of every picture in the comment section down below. And I officially found out another way to make money on YouTube. By the way, sorry for getting off topic, but it'll only be for a second. So basically, for me to make money, I either got to put ads on my channel, or get like buttons, get the like button smashed, or basically having more likes, getting more likes. So if you can, um, give me the likes I need so I can make the money I need for better equipment and even better capture cards, maybe. If I don't get a capture card this Christmas, then I will try to use the money I accumulate from my YouTube videos for the sake of this. But that's an act of charity right there. Okay, so let's see. That looks like a police officer. It looks like the person hugging the officer was traumatized. Comfort. That's the only attribute of what makes mankind, you can say, special. Um, Aside from that, I really don't have much to say. I normally don't react to images like this. First time too, so you'll really see me starting out here. Unlike in my Let's Plays where I played Minecraft for years. That tells you guys something right there. This is how I get when I first start on something. Well, and I can see he's crying, so I know he's definitely traumatized. So he's being comforted by the police officer, Bureau of Police. Looks like it says on his patch above his rank rank emblem, which I think he's actually a sergeant or a corporal. So I probably know nothing about the military. I guess I would have to ask a JROTC member about it. I heard of this act. A man's giving a homeless girl his shoes. I heard of this one a lot, actually. Hmm. An act of charity, generosity. Actually, there's a scattered throughout the world. It's just that we gotta find them. But they aren't being found because some countries are very, you could say, double hockey stickish. If you know what I mean by that. And so make people don't care to look in places like that for acts of kindness because they think is very likely that it's not going to happen. My philosophy, really. The best acts of kindness are in places performed by people with backgrounds that weren't raised in such a good background, but still are kind anyway. To me, that's the best kind of act of kindness right there. You could say unreturned. You could say unkarma'd. You could say, but there's a better word for that. I just forgot. Oh wow! Look at that. Okay. Um, this is helping a disabled kid get noticed. It's helping him get his view because he's probably a paraplegic if he's not a quadriplegic since he's using his arms, which quadriplegics cannot do. But he's in his wheelchair since he can't stand up. He can't see the concert really. So people are performing an act of kindness and letting him see the concert as if he was undisabled. Which to me, that takes guts, man. That merits some serious respect right there. That commends some respect. Once again, like the previous time, it's a man who's charitable is giving a homeless man their shoes or at least a new pair of shoes. Charity. Yes, I may sound depressed by this, but trust me, if you know what I know, it'll be hard to actually be enthusiastic about this, really, because based on the title, it's targeting viewers that you could say lost faith in humanity. That's basically what the title is insinuating. And in a way, it's trying to restore that trust, that faith in mankind. Sorry, I had to itch my ear for that for a moment. Left ear, so I couldn't really separate. Oh, great. Now, why am I scalp itchy? Oh, I better continue on the clip. I wish I could react to all of these, but trust me, I don't want to I don't want to save this video on my computer and realize I need more space. Um, Seriously, I wish I could react to all of these. I just can't because my computer will probably give me a bit of a storage issue to worry about. So I'll try and keep it short. It's probably like 5 minutes by now already. So let's just keep going and stop at ones which really you could say touch me. That sounded wrong. It sounded a lot more better when it went through my head. Yeah, I should probably keep the jokes out. Okay, now that one actually touches me right there. A soldier returning home alive to see their family. Okay, nothing is you could say any more important to a kid than seeing their father, who is probably in the military, return home alive. Okay, I've seen so many news articles and shows actually devoted to that. And remember, this looks like a little toddler seeing their mother after they served in a war. And it's probably she's probably a military personnel who's on leave, if not back from active duty in Iraq. Jesse, that's touching, very touching. That shows you how much that war can make your life to where you want to see your kids right afterward. You want to meet your kids at the airport, not wait until they get home. You want to see them at the airport now, as soon as, because war is a really waste of time, money, and resources. And frankly, it became apparent that it's also a source of post-traumatic stress disorder, and dates as early as the 1920s, after World War One. And back then, they called post-traumatic stress disorder shell shock. Good thing my grandfather didn't suffer from shell shock, because he was in the military during World War II as a mechanic. So he wasn't given a you could say a combat post in any front that America has fought in. Man, I wish I could say let us have a moment for silence for this to commemorate our veterans. Heck, why not have hold on? Let's do a moment for silence to commemorate December 7th, the Pearl Harbor attacks. In fact, my grandfather joined the army just because of the Pearl Harbor bombings. And so he served his almost his entire military career in on Hawaii. So let us all have a moment of silence where we commemorate those who have fallen, those who have offered great sacrifice for the better good of humanity or of their kind, our kinsmen. Yeah, I sorry, made it sound dark. Yeah, I probably should not be doing things like this. Gosh, those dark fast. And I'm a huge softy. If you see me at school, you might see me as a big, intimidating guy, but in real life, I'm probably just a big softy. Yep, cancer. This is a picture. He says strong because he looks like a football player from the looks of it. But when he says stronger, he's pointing at this kid here because this kid's fighting cancer, fighting for their life against an illness not many have survived. It looks like this one is a victim of leukemia. I'm not sure. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have even said anything about it. My aunt and another friend of mine died of breast cancer. Trust me, I know how it feels like to have someone die from cancer. Not once, but twice. And trust me, I was visiting their house in the second person's last hours, and I didn't even live to have visible memory of the first person who in my family who died from it. In fact, my sister wasn't even born until my aunt died of breast cancer. So she considers me lucky, in which I agree. For once with my sister, we agree. Hmm. Not homeless. I have a job. Just saying hello. Yes, this one looks mysterious. Let's see. He's smiling. Perhaps it's actually perhaps he's trying not to be a burden on people by saying he is homeless probably, but he's trying not to be a burden on humanity. For someone to actually keep them burdens off of other people's shoulders, that once again commands respect because many people will be showing it, but he isn't trying to show it. Mm. Alright, that must be something I'm either overlooking or something I'm not getting about this. There's something in this I'm probably not getting because I really don't get it. I'm sorry. If that you could say gives you a triggered meme, but God, don't meme this. Why did I have to meme it? Is that a horse? They're trying to pull a horse out of the mud. Saving it from tar quicksand. Takes respect to save an animal. In fact, once again, speaking about news stories, I see as much as I see as much as I see acts of kindness being seen throughout the news. I also see people rescuing animals during disasters where there are both human and animal casualties. Humans are literally not wasting but risking their lives to save these animals. Once again, that commands respect since not many people really have true respect for animals. Hopefully I'm not wrong about that, and please don't flame me because that's based on my current knowledge. Okay? I don't mean to offend anyone by saying that. Just stay acknowledged that in the way I see it because that was the way I was probably introduced to it. Please don't be mad at me. She looks like a missionary, right? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I think my cousin is a missionary. A missionary. I forgot the name. Missionary. Because I know my cousin actually runs a website or an organization of missionaries that want to help Africa in their quality of life, and he wants to spread the word of God too. In fact, the last time I seen him, we were talking about God and how he thinks that God called to him to be a missionary when his parents said for him to be a lawyer. He chose to be a missionary, which once again really you could say commends respect because I don't see many people wanting to give up an opportunity for a job that's high paying like a lawyer to a low paying job but charitable one like a missionary. That takes respect, my friends. Even I say that. It takes some serious respect. Another one. Um, I think I've seen this one before. So basically, this runner, who is amputated, is trying to drink water, and the runner next to him, she sees that he's dying of dehydration. So she, in a way, sacrifices her chance to win the race to keep this guy alive, safe, and in the race. In which, if I didn't say earlier, is good sportsmanship, guys. Nothing is better sportsmanship than that, my friends. I call that the pinnacle of sportsmanship. Because sportsmanship is not about winning, but it's about making something fun, making some, making something worthwhile. And if that means doing charitable acts, then so be it. That to me, that's the true meaning of sportsmanship. Moment of silence as a way to commend respect to someone who made a sacrifice to keep a someone alive. A kid given to an adult. So far, the kid is doing a charitable act, and trust me, I did charitable acts before, like donate to the Salvation Army. I donated to the Wounded Warriors Project before I actually learned it was corrupt, or was semi-corrupt anyway, because I thought it was an act of charity. I gave to the Salvation Army over $10 before. That may not sound much, but as a kid, I get paid monthly, so, a monthly a total of $32 a month. And for a kid without allowance, or has been, or has only started getting like some kind of like pay when they were like 13, that is a lot for me anyway, because that's my walk of life. May not be much to someone who's gotten paid since birth, but I'll leave that for you guys to you can say, not argue, but debate over in the comments section. Oh, I didn't expect that one. Well, I guess because the old woman couldn't stand up on her legs anymore, she had to use a man as a seat, or the man volunteered to be her seat while she rested. Once again, that in a way gives me mixed opinions, but I don't want to exactly say them because I could really get flamed really quickly for any opinion I say. Because whether one way or another, you're gonna get labeled for whatever you say. So I really don't know what to say. You can say left me speechless. I guess these two are tired of violence. This citizen and this SWAT officer. By coincidence, this guy's helmet number is 117. By coincidence. Not mean to be be like a post Halo reference, but these two are tired of fighting against each other, against their brother, against their kin. You see, the weariness of war can unite sides sometimes, and in this goal, they want peace. These two, law enforcement and both citizens, want peace. Want peace in a protest that has sparked violence and really high tensions between the government and its citizens. I can recommend respect for any of these two sides to meet each other in a way of peace during such violent time. It's really amazing to me, actually. Simply amazing. Okay. So a civilian child is presenting a heart to law enforcement. That's an act of kindness right there. Especially if your parents raise you to think that the police are in a way bad guys. This is a serious act of kindness, even against what you were brought up to be. That right there is pretty faith restoring. I'm almost gonna cry with that one. Oh my! They're trying to get a person out from under a car before it explodes. Teamwork. It's the will to save one another that gives this image its faith restoring capabilities. People, people from different walks of life, lifting up something that none, even if individually, could lift alone, to save one who can't save themselves. It's an extreme act of charity. And to me, frankly, this kind of act should be done by humanity worldwide. So, a moment of silence for any who died in this wreck, and to commend respect for those who survived, went through the ordeal, and saved the survivors. Oh my. Playing music for the police officers. That to me is gonna be literally the most peaceful protest I've ever seen. No yelling. It's just a group of police officers standing guarding and following orders, and a person who wants to represent their people in the way of protest, playing music for these officers, reducing the tensions. I swear, people, guys, we got more acts like these, man. Enough of this, and tensions will go down between police and civilians. To me, that's the way it should be. To where a citizen shouldn't be afraid of an officer, someone who wants to protect them, and the officer shouldn't be afraid of the civilian, but more rather a mutual respect for each other that will continue on strong no matter what comes their way. Yeah, I bet this video is gonna be long when I get done with it. Someone commemorating the dead. That looks like the Vietnam Memorial. And if that is, war is tough, guys. If you have a relative who died in action for their cause, respect must be commended. You see, he's kneeling down. He's sad. He said that their relative died in that war, a war that they fought in. To them, they fought under the banner to keep communism out, because the Vietnam War was fought to keep communism out of Vietnam. However, we lost that war. The Americans lost that war. Because at the time, communism was considered a way of evil, where people weren't credited for their work, and they're completely controlled. Some say that fascism is better, but the worst out of these communist countries, I think, is North Korea. No offense for anyone who's a supporter of North Korea. Um, well, because they control everything that outsiders and insiders do. If you want to take a tour to North Korea, you must not talk to any civilians. You can only talk to your guide. And if you do that, you must speak in Korean. Sorry, I was thinking of Vietnam, so I was about to say Vietnamese. Let's go. Let's go on before this gets too long. Oh, that's cute. You see, this photo right over here, that's the father and that's the son. What I presume to be 30 years later, that's the son and that's the father. That is very heartwarming. That even after all these years, father and son stayed bonded. The kid in his ball, and the same kid years later with his ball, standing with his father. I don't know why, but that just gets me. It looks like a female soldier escorting a refugee. I can tell because of the camouflage uniform that they're probably someone from an army or military, a combat personnel. And of course, she's escorting this young girl who got caught in probably crossfires. So soldiers are willing to risk their lives to save civilians. To me, that's what Call of Duty games should be doing right now. Not committing war crimes, but make war less burden. Might as well stop and refer to Matt Pat's war crime episode. Watch if you like. Shameless promotion alert. I should have said that earlier. Let's keep on going. Oh, okay. I can see what's going on in this one. You see this soldier here. I don't know what army or what kind of job he does in the military, but he's definitely military. He's wearing a mask, so he could be a technician because that looks like a welding mask and a helmet. So he could be like a mechanic, but he's taken time to observe nature in the middle of war. Some might say it's funny, but to me, it's not forgetting yourself and who you are as a human. A human lives on the same world as every other soldier and person who witnesses that war. To be aware of the animals who also might be suffering. That gets me. That gets me in particular. Now, when was this? Someone's putting flowers, which I presume to be symbolic of peace, within the guns of these soldiers. Okay, that is pretty powerful. The soldiers don't know what's going on, and this guy is putting flowers in the barrels of their guns. And I think the gun with the flower in it means it shoots out peace. It makes peace. I think what this guy's trying to say is don't cause harm, don't cause war, but be makers of peace. Please be makers of peace and enforce peace throughout the country. That kind of does shed light on the subject, I think. I could be looking at it wrong. Please tell me the real meaning if you do know the real meaning, or at least your interpretation, in the comment section down below. Oh my. That is pretty charitable. Someone closing the window of a car. Yeah, seriously, if the person, your friendly neighborhood Gilgan, okay, so if this guy who's named Gilgan didn't do that, this guy's car would have been wet in the inside, which could have ruined it. Yep, even though it might be something a little less, you could say heartwarming, it still is a bit heartwarming to know that someone was willing to cover your back. Uh, this guy is risking his life to save a fawn, an animal who can't swim. I mean, he's up to his head in water. I if I was in PETA, I would be really actually a bit happy about that, because now we know that we're not alone when it comes to keeping animals alive and happy. It sounded better when it was in my head. Sorry if it sounded wrong to you. Okay, that is kind of cute actually. You can see this African American's tired, and it looks like the guy next to him is a Jew, or someone Jewish. Sorry if I sounded bad. And you guys might probably know this already, but I am a bit German. But before you go jumping the gun saying I'm a Nazi, I'm not. In fact, my German heritage goes before Adolf Hitler. Okay, in fact, my German heritage leaves Germany because of because of World War One. And so the German side of the heritage had to go away, because otherwise the Americans would look at the German immigrants who were my ancestors as a bunch of racist Germans. And so they had to speak American, they had to sound American, they had to do everything American. If that didn't happen, I'd probably be learning how to speak German. I'd be doing German customs. I'd probably be eating German as well. Trust me, trust me, segregation and the way people look at a particular race is powerful, and it can change the future of their descendants. So please, guys, don't be prejudiced. Okay? In that is only that aspect do I actually disagree about Trump's wall plan. But I don't vote Trump, okay? Because for one reason, and that's because he's Republican. All right, he went through the nomination system that the Republicans and the party set in place, and he threatened to run as Democrat if he didn't get the nomination, which is to me what a baby would do. Yeah, let's just not get into politics. In fact, maybe I should keep up with that in my on the part of my channel I call Collaboratus Politica, which I said is a weird update, I think. risking his life to save goats, livestock. Oh, that's not bad. He's letting a kid dress as a police officer and showing him the inside of his car. If this was the Cold War, this would certainly have been a charitable act because no ordinary civilian would have been allowed to see any kind of like high technology of the time because they probably would have been thought as of Soviet spies. Yeah, it sounded better went in my head than I thought it would come out. We'll skip on going. Don't want to get this too dark too fast. Oh wow, he's bouncing on a roof during a flood. The dogs are looking down. It looks like the dogs are hoping that they'll be all right because those dogs are like save the kids. Hope the kids are all right because those are puppies he's saving. At first I thought they were kittens, but they're actually puppies. So the dogs are hoping that the puppies are all right. And the dogs looking down show that the dogs who can't save their own puppies because they're unable to, and they have a human who they would think it would be the least likely to save them, comes in and saves them. If the animals could think, I bet they would be really thankful for that human's interference right there. Heartwarming indeed. Is that a koala bear? Feeding it looks like a baby koala milk or water because it's dehydrated or it needs help. Another one. Uh, I don't really know what kind of celebration this is. He actually looks kind of quadriplegic, but he's with one hand, so evidence of him being of this person with disability being a quadriplegic is definitely out the window. He's probably paraplegic with a leg injury, maybe. People lifting him up because wheelchairs are heavy, guy man. Trust me. Last time I went to a store, I think it was called Macdamed. I lifted up the wheelchair to see how heavy they were, and they were heavy. And this kid who remember uses his arms is pretty strong and muscles are more dense than fat, so he's probably like it weighs. If I know my size to be right, probably 160. It's once again bad to judge other people by the looks upon their weight. It could be even lighter than that if he's suffering from a disease like Lou Gehrig's disease. In fact, I don't think I should have even said anything about it, but it takes respect to lift a wheelchair and a person on it together to give him the view that he was hoping for it, hoping to have, that he never thought was possible to have because of his background. Keep going. Okay, so that is looks like a refugee and a female soldier befriending each other. Um, Normally people don't like mental military prisons, but that is heartwarming right there. A civilian and a soldier who is carrying a gun gives the civilian a high five. That is heartwarming indeed. Oh gosh, I can see he's clearly almost about drowning in that water because I can see water coming out of his mouth. But it's to save a puppy who looks like it couldn't swim. Charitable. Hold on for a second there. Right there. Is that still really that steep? Is that still really that steep? Uh, Sorry, I was just thinking that either that dog is heavy or these kids don't really have much strength when it comes to slopes like this. Yeah, I shouldn't really want to talk about this since they're probably poorer than I am. I probably shouldn't even be the one talking about it. But I guess I will anyway. Hopefully, I don't get flamed for this in the comment section. Um, the smaller kid is using a lunchbox to hold on to his bigger brother while he keeps one hand on the ground. Um, and he's and the guy with the blue shirt on is trying to help a dog out of the water. The dog's probably weak, and it looks like the boy in the middle is actually barefooted. I mean, considering that slope is made of concrete, it's probably painful if he's never actually had exposure to walking on concrete before. In that case, I know the pain because, believe it or not, I actually walked on the roof barefoot before, and trust me, it's painful. After a while, you can get used to it, but still, the rocks when they get in your feet, it hurts, man. It hurts. It goes right through your skin, right through your callus. And it hurts like you know what. Rescuing a cat from being, I think, washed away by a river, right? Uh, but anyway, one guy is holding on to the other guy so he doesn't fall off while he's trying to save a cat. Teamwork to save an animal. Also, it shows teamwork. Well, these guys could, as far as any of us could have known, could have also been rivals. That because they wanted to save that cat, they gave up their differences and united under one banner of saving that cat. Teamwork, and when mankind wants to, they can unite, and they can get any job done. And one of these causes could be considered cancer fighting too. I had a word better in my head, but it didn't come out right. Having someone in a wheelchair enjoy a swing. That's pretty heartwarming because the equipment needed to get a wheelchair on a swing, so someone in the wheelchair can enjoy what someone who doesn't have disabilities can. That is very very heartwarming to me, man. I swear, one of these days, people are gonna say I'm heartless because I'm saying this a lot. This is why I don't. That's why I don't do this kind of thing because that is more reserved for something that should be actually not said but insinuated. I guess I'll explain later after the video what I mean by that. What was this? That looks like World War II. It looks like. Um, so he has a pistol. Don't see any rifles near him. Um, could it be a turret operator? If this was trench, because it looks like he's in a trench. So he's feeding a cat in the middle of what looks like a battle. That's certainly heartwarming. Risking your life in a war field to help a cat it's almost as sad. It's almost as heartwarming as a dog risking its life to save you from a terrorist bomb, a suicide bomber. That sign literally says it all. He's gratuitous. When someone helps him out, that's really gratuitous. Attention, homeless people. We support suspended coffee, which means you can pop in any time for coffee or food that someone else has prepaid for you. One token per person. See you soon. Love from Social Bite. Providing what I think was like free coffee. Let's see, we support suspended coffee, which means you can pop up in any time for a coffee or food that someone else has prepaid for you. Which means pump on in. Um, if pump on in, you get free food if someone's paid it for you. Yeah, that sounds actually bad when I say it. I don't think I should have read out loud. Sorry if it sounded cringeworthy. Let's get going. Very. That's actually kind of heartwarming. Someone who's enjoying a very rare, you could say, uh, delicacy, which is candy, suckers, dum dums, whatever they are, Tootsie Pops. Um, and since it looks like he lives in a really rural country, so getting candy is like a kid's dream there. So he's giving up one piece of candy for you. And which remember, candy's like gold there because it's pretty rare, and plus, more people are concentrating on feeding the population than giving it candy. Oh man, why do I think I sound so bad when I'm trying to say good things like this, man? Why do I sound so bad to myself? You guys may not think it, but I think I think it actually sounds wrong when I say it. I don't have the tone right. Open free medical care. Dr. Dave Orrs. Okay, so free medical. Man, that. Where is that? Where is that anyway? Free medical care. It will certainly be life saving to anyone who's a diabetic, because it means they would probably get free insulin, especially their type 1, which my dad has type 1 diabetes, my mom has fibromyalgia. Sister thinks she might get cancer. She has quite a problem with infections. Uh, Me compared to my family, I am pretty good at not getting injured. Not getting injured in the leg. Yeah, but I got a leg injury today. Won't tell you guys about that. Bit of a stupid way I did. So in a way, it was more like instant karma. So I'll spare you guys on the details. Plus, we got something more than first world problem here. The problem that many people in first world countries are having, in which it means they're losing faith in humanity. Let's just get going with it. These guys are wearing gas masks. Are they trying to cure a woman who had their eyes poisoned by some kind of like tear gas? That's charitable, actually. Considering that many people actually don't get treated if they get their eyes hurt because of tear gas in a pipe in a protest, or if they do, I really never heard of it actually happening. That happens so often that it usually doesn't need a rocket scientist to tell you that it happens. So yeah, because these guys are wearing gas masks, that's why I can tell they're part of a riot police, so they can protect themselves against their own gas. Oh, okay, I get what the dog's doing. He's staying by his owner, loyal. Reminds me of the story about a dog in Japan who wouldn't stop waiting for his master or his owner. Even after he died, he waited at that same train station, that same spot for days on end. He did for about 2 or 6 more years until he died too. In which after that, they made a statue to commemorate the dog's loyalty, later melted it down for more iron during World War II, and then casted a bronze one to restore it. Amazing how changes like that can happen. Like, that's a tank. This guy's an old man. Did his child die in the tank? Was his child a tank driver and he happened to die during tank warfare? Because I can see clearly right on the tank, right there's a helmet. Right there where my mouse is circling, that's a helmet. Did this guy's child or son die in a war accident in the middle of a battle, and they're suddenly having his grave with a tank? That is sad, man. Sad what war can do. But a father mourning his son's death. This reminds me of the time where my aunt died of breast cancer. My grandmother said, "It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be the mother burying their daughter." Out of everything my dad remembers my grandmother saying that. It's sad, people. It's sad. that that was this image on the thumbnail. It looks like they're in Iraq, and this looks like this kid is Islamic, giving what looks like a flower or a gift to an American soldier. If this kid really wait, this kid has an eye patch? Oh my God, he has an eye patch. This kid actually lost his eye. Lost his eye in a battle, I think. Giving someone, I bet this soldier actually might have been among those who saved this kid if he ever survived a battle with the help of U.S. soldiers. So he's repaying the soldiers in kindness. This reminds me of another story I heard from a World War I veteran. But anyway, after this guy named Frank Buckles served in World War I, when World War II started, he was in the Philippines, and the Japanese captured the Philippines and took him prisoner. And well, because because Warren brought him food, by the way, Warren was a nice Filipino man, and since he survived, um, with the money he got from from being a veteran, he sent the same Filipinos, the same man's daughters to college. That man had two daughters, and he sent them to college as in a way of gratitude. Trust me, to me, that's the kind of respect that those who do proud deeds should happen to their descendants. That is yeah. I gotta stop. This video's gonna take too long. Man, I have so many stories about something of this kind of thing, this kind of subject. Don't want to sound like a know-about, but I think I actually do. But I'm pretty sure someone has a lot more stories than I do, man. A war veteran, maybe. Keep on going, guys. A man helping a seabird get some water from a water fountain. He was on roller skates too. So maybe this guy was out on a stroll near a beach when he realized there was a seagull who was dying of thirst. Maybe, but this is only by speculation. But he could be saving this gull from death. A human saving an animal's life. Once again, another story of a man saving an animal. There's this one man I heard who in India saved an elephant from a poacher. And so the elephant looked at him funny and I think walked away. Even though the story turned out bad because he died when he thought he saw the same elephant, got in the pen with it, it died. Don't want to tell you how. So I guess I'll spare you the details, but that guys are quick. How act of kindness was in a way repaid with death from an animal. Maybe of course, if it was the same animal, it probably would have been an animal with a really bad misunderstanding. Maybe the animal thought that he was the poacher, and he happens to remember the poacher either looking like a person similar to him, or the animal thought that he was the poacher who tried killing him, and decided to maybe get revenge. Once again, this stuff is dark, and I really don't want to be talking about it. No one likes to. Every Friday, that's charity right there. Even though it's not wartime, that's real charity right there. Generosity. Wait, is that a trio? No, I'm serious. I think I saw this in a movie somewhere. I think it was called the Never Ending Story. If you heard of it, that looks like this is Atreyu saving his horse, or trying to save his horse, because the horse was dying in quicksand. The horse actually bucked him off to drier ground and died in the process. If that's not a real person, but in fact an image off a movie. Uh, uh, uh okay, let's see. Good job, Marco Andrews. I actually, that is true. That's heartwarming, because in the movie Atreyu wouldn't leave his horse no matter what. He tried pulling his horse out. He tried pulling his horse out with all of his strength. He tried pulling his horse out of the quicksand, but no avail. The horse died, and he mourned the loss. In fact, he actually almost wanted to commit suicide in the movie, I think, or he was sad enough to, in a way, any person would try to. Yeah, I shouldn't be really be talking about this. I am one who should never be talking about this. Because, one, I don't live in that kind of life. I really mix up upon whether I should really be talking about this, so let's get down the video, and I've been embarrassed, so I hopefully, please smash that like button, um, if you agree, and this is indeed heartwarming, and I'll see if I can do this throughout the month of December, to warm up people's hearts and give them the inspiration to have the spirit of Christmas. The soldier's keeping a puppy in his book bag. Let's just hope that after that picture was taken, he didn't fall into any bad combat situation. He's keeping a cat in what looks like a knapsack. That's actually kind of charitable. In fact, that story I told you earlier of of those dogs that actually saved a base and a few personnel from getting suicide bombed. Uh, in fact, the two soldiers who are closest to actually getting bombed were actually the same humans that actually saved the animals. So it was like an instant act of kind karma, instant karma, you could say. But that sounds like bad something, Pops, giving the dog some food, giving an animal which looks like a deer, like that, or a reindeer, so, some shelter. Cute, really cute. What the? What's going on in this one? Well, we got a guy on the right trying to looks like throw a brick. The guy on the most far left, this guy right here looks like he's trying to pull the shield off of a SWAT officer. And these officers are doing a phalanx too. It looks like this civilian right here is defending the officers by tackling or engaging a protester in what looks like hand-to-hand combat. That's actually kind of warm. At least someone still sticks up for the police. Even some civilians still do. Guess let's see. Mom called today to say the cancer's gone, and I thought the whole world should know. It's certainly heartwarming to know that someone survived cancer. It's very heartwarming, especially because I know two people who are dear to me who died of breast cancer. And in fact, actually, two animals, too. I forgot to tell you. Two animals, one cat, one horse, died of cancer. The horse died of laminitis or hoof cancer, and the other one died of some kind of inflammation from cancer. It died because the inflammation blocked his esophagus, and that was a cat. Me and the cats stood by the body until the body got buried. Trust me, I've seen a lot of death in my lifetime, and to see something like this is actually heartwarming. What? Oh, that's heartwarming and inappropriate at the same time, man. Seriously, you see this? Okay, yes, that's the middle finger. A little toddler. Wait, unless that's actually a cancer victim, then I'll excuse it because if that kid's really a cancer survivor or a victim, then he has the entire right, the entire unalienable right to give that to cancer because it screwed up his life probably. It made him look like a bald man, and it made him be in bed, unjoined and all in fear of death for his life. It traumatized him. So I actually root for that one, no matter how inappropriate it is. I root for it. In fact, actually, hats off to this last image. And well, that was it, guys. I was certainly glad to do this. I really hope no one thinks I was insincere about one of them. Okay, yeah. I really don't feel like I lost hope in humanity at all, so that's probably why it doesn't affect me as much, but if it did, it would be certainly heartwarming. God, I feel like so many people would hate me right now for just saying that. Please don't blame me, guys. I'm so nervous on camera when I do stuff like this, stuff I didn't do before. Well, I guess, if you think your life is bad, feel how it worse. And these will let you restore hope in humanity to be sure that you're not alone in the burden of a hardship. It takes guts to do what the people in the pictures did, and they are powerful. They're powerful enough to show what kind of despair and how we dealt with it throughout about the first part of the 21st century, the 2000s. To despair with many saving animals in floods, risking their lives. And of course, for the people who are trying to revert that kind of change, the soldiers who are fighting now for the peace in the Middle East. Hats off to all of them. In a moment of silence, I will condone before I'll make before not condone. Sorry, that sounded bad. Or I will set aside a 5 minute moment of silence. So at 9:06, this is when the video will end. Deepest condolences to everyone in these pictures, and for many whose incidences were not documented. Well, guys, we paid tribute. Whether or not they were brave in the eyes of the viewer, I know one thing. They've been through some hardships, and they can show us what humanity can do. They can show us what a person's willing to go through to get a goal done. If we want to prevent these kind of hardships, unite and provide aid to all, and make sure these kind of traumas don't happen again. So, God bless them all. God bless them all indeed. So before I cut the recording and start submitting this to YouTube on my channel, I was really nervous doing this because as someone with autism, I can't exactly explain it or show my emotions the way that people would want me to. If you didn't know this before, I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the autistic spectrum. And because I also have Asperger's syndrome, I may seem emotionless at all times, and I want you guys to get the misconception that I am emotionless. Please, I don't want that kind of rep. So please spare me the rage in the comments. And smash that like button if you want me to do more things like this. More commemorations. Smash that like button. And because I now know the ways to make money on YouTube so I can improve the quality of my channel to earn money. I'm not money driven. For one is to make advertisements or put advertisements on the channel. Two is to have a lot of likes. And for three is to have many subscribers. So the plan or challenge I issue to you all today to make their sacrifices not in vain. Spread awareness of this video. Spread awareness of my reaction. Tell them to subscribe to my channel, to like my videos. To tell them you should be aware of this. And this is what will happen if we continue not to be charitable. To have no faith in humanity. And the day I say I officially no longer stand by that message will be the day that humanity's done something that even has broken my will to support us. So I hope you liked it. I hope you guys have been made aware. I hope that you actually think my reactions was sincere and not insincere, because I hate that. I really hate when I'm getting accused of something I didn't do. And have a good one. And may your years be bountiful. And may be years for humanity and for those who have suffered to officially get the reward they should reap from the days of suffering they toiled with. I'm out of here, and have a good night.